It's the SawCast, and I go by the name of Steve O.
And I'm Ariel. And what's up, y'all?
What's happening with it? What's
With
happening
it.
with it?
So y'all know how we do it. We do topics. Then we do current events. Then we doing how this is feeling this week. We got some good ass topics. Well, we got a good ass topic and we got some good ass things.
We
Okay.
got some convo that you should know.
Some shit really happened this week, and we want to talk about it. We want y'all to talk to us about it. So, like, we ain't seeing y'all doing a lot of liking, but we want y'all to start commenting so we can start having conversations about this. You know what I'm saying? Okay. All right. Let's get into it. So our topic is August Alsina and Jada Pinkett Smith. Okay, so August Alsina is, I think he's putting out an album, and he also
It might already be, yo.
yeah, and then he's putting out a documentary, and he did an interview with Angela Yee where he talked about both, and the topic of Jada was brought up, and basically he said like,
Briefly.
yeah, brief. It was real brief. It was probably like 2-3 minutes long, and he basically was saying like she was the greatest love he ever known, and Will was cool with what they was doing, and it was more so Will was cool with it because if you listen to Jada or watch her Red Table Talk, you know that they're in a relationship called a life partnership where whatever each other does not affect the overall goal, and that's them being together and being a unit. So Jada even said like, you could be over there on one side of the house with a bitch. I could be over here on one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And as long as you need to be in the house though.
Right. They say
You
as
know
long
what I'm
as they
saying?
living under one roof and under one accord, that everything works for them. That's how they presented it.
Yeah.
You know, they never gonna leave each other, but they said that it might be additional tag-alongs along the way.
Yeah. And so I think that, I mean, it's their marriage, so I don't really have any bad things to say about that. Like if y'all listen to our Cheaters podcast, we talked a lot about that, where whatever you want your relationship to be, you can have it be that. People like judging them because they have that type of relationship is kind of weird to me because they've been together longer than anybody has. So I feel like they are an example of, if you set your own terms, then how long your shit can last.
Now, all these judgmental folks out here, you know, especially the criticizing individuals of how they relationship goes, I'm like, look, man, y'all be in relationships and don't be happy.
At all.
So these two people are happy.
And they've been together for a long time.
They content with their situation. If you look at them, just look at an interview of either one of those people. Look at their lifestyle. Look at the life they live. Look at their children. Look how their children think. You will understand what's going on over there. It's a lot of free flowing spirituality over there. Okay, so for them to be doing something like this, it's not out of bounds for me.
Yeah, me either.
It's just they mostly private with a lot of things that they do. So they'll speak on something and it'll be what it is.
Yeah.
And they ain't about to come back to it.
Just like a lot of super rich people like them and like famous people, they don't like their business out there. And so, like their private lives out there. So, the fact that they came back and refuted what August said about him messing with Jada and Will being okay with it doesn't surprise me at all, because like they're not those type of people where they want to put their business out there. And it shouldn't have to be out there. You know what I'm saying? If you do that,
I mean, it's already enough that you showing up to events with him or whatever it may have been, because now we see pictures circulating. Back then, we probably didn't ever think about it when we were seeing them.
Back then we already knew too, because he had wrote a song it's a song with Kalani called Nanya, yeah. And in the song, like in the video, he's texting somebody named Corinne, which I believe is Jada's birth middle name. So it's like, so we already knew like they were probably fucking around. Like I said, everybody knows about Jada and Will's open relationship, or
they
for their partnership,
lifelong partnership.
Yeah, so
they changed it from a marriage to a lifelong partnership.
So I don't see the problem.
And then so many people who be criticizing, they don't even know how open they shit is. It'd be like,
Exactly.
I'm like, you
It's
sit up
like you
there
don't
criticizing
know.
and your relationship open and
Yeah.
you don't know it.
Yeah, it's
So you
like
might want to be quiet
they're very,
and
very bluntly, looks like they're very honest with each other. And
yeah.
a lot of people like rather get lied to, probably.
Low key, they be like, well, long as I don't know, it's like, okay, you don't know, but if it happened, then you're gonna be hurt,
Exactly.
and if you hear about it, you're gonna be hurt.
Exactly.
So it's
So,
like, at least they upfront
do
with
you
it.
want an upfront relationship or do you want one that's in the dark? Because really, I'm a person about I like gray area too, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, where relationships when it comes to that, it's either you're telling your partner what's going on or you're not. It's no gray area. Like
Yeah, well, something like that is either
yeah.
y'all agree that both of y'all is gonna be for each other, and that y'all ain't gonna be out here messing with nobody else, or like you said, to be open, and
Yeah.
y'all say that okay, y'all put stipulations on that openness. You know, you be like they do. I guess they can have a spouse of peace for a said period of time or whatever it may be until they get done. But
Yeah.
they just still know that, hey, you, my lifelong partner. That may be what you're doing right now, but you're still my lifelong partner. And
Yeah,
I feel like, what's
because
the problem?
I
Like,
think
there's no
that
problem.
Jada probably like Will I already know like Jada has talked about it. Will has been like he's definitely cheated on her a few times. You know what I'm saying? So it's probably like I don't want to like I understand like okay. So he's cheating on her a few times. They have sat down and talked to each other about why he cheated on her. You know what I'm saying? So she
Yeah.
understands that man like and understands how his mind is working and why he does things he does.
Yeah, a
So
lot of
she's probably
people
like,
don't have
okay,
that conversation.
you're not cheating on me because you don't love me. You're not cheating on me because you don't care about me. You're cheating on me because you have a need that you're trying to fulfill. And it's like I cannot deal with you fulfilling those needs while we're together or while we're raising kids together or what I'm
Yeah.
saying, can I deal with that? And she said
Hmm.
yes. And then they also have like a really good therapist. If you can watch Red Table Talk to see their therapist, she comes on there a lot of times and you can see how the communication with them is like open, and like they said, it's always issues where they argue and stuff like that. But if you can communicate and get to understand why somebody does something that they do, then your relationship can transform into something that works for both of y'all.
Yeah,
So
because I feel like if
I
you
see why.
understand why a person does something,
Hmm.
then what they do will be less offensive to you.
Exactly.
Because then you're just angry about the action and not the reasoning behind the action. Because that action
Yeah.
is gonna offend you, but if you understand where it's coming from, I'm not. Well, yeah, I'm gonna say it'll offend you less because you're like, okay, that's why they doing that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you gonna have a predetermined reason in your brain why
Yeah.
somebody's gonna do
Yeah.
something, and then if you figure out, you be like, okay, I'm still had the same effect, or that's exactly what I thought, or damn, that ain't what I thought. I ain't think about it like that. But a lot of y'all motherfuckers out here who criticizing, y'all need to worry about yourself, and you know what I'm saying, make sure you have that open communication with your spouse, and make sure home base is taken care of before you try to go out here and hit home runs on everybody else's fields. Okay?
Swear to God. Okay, so going back to August. Like I feel like I don't know if August, like a lot of people are saying like back and forth on is he wrong for what for saying something or not. I think that no, he's not wrong because it's his truth. So he can say, you know what I'm saying, if that helps him release how he's feeling, or if that helps him, like if it stopped his bag or something like that and he needs to get out what he has to say so that he can move on
Yeah.
and be in another relationship or move on period, then that's completely fine, you know what I'm saying? So I think Jada and Will would agree that if that's going to help him to progress in his
Right. And
life,
release.
releasing it, then release that shit. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, not surprised that they said that they didn't do it. Not surprised, you know what I'm saying? Not surprised by none of
Yeah.
that shit.
And I
So,
don't. Yeah. And I
and
don't fault
I think he's
him
completely
either.
fine for letting how he feel go and get
Yeah.
into the atmosphere and get off of his chest. Because what he was saying was like it was fucking with him, his body, his mental. Because
Yeah.
if you really listen to August Alsina, or you listen to an interview or anything, he's very like emotional person.
Yes, he's in
You know what I'm
tune with his
saying?
emotion.
So a lot like emotional things are going to affect him a lot more than somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
And that's an emotional,
So
especially if he said like he said like that he could die today and know that he loves somebody
That like that.
like that, like deeply,
Yeah,
like
like
truly
that's
love
very.
somebody.
He's very in tune with his
Right.
emotions. So
So definitely, so like I don't blame him, but you know, I know it probably did hurt him. You know, after she did separate from his presence, but
yeah, but that's
hurt him
but
being with her probably
August.
made him stronger though.
Yeah, but August has to understand, and people like that need to understand that once you fucking with somebody who has a life partner, you're never going to be. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna go. It's never gonna go farther than whatever you are.
Yeah, and we don't
And
know
so,
technically how he felt about that specifically.
yeah,
If he felt like, you know, he was that deep to where he could replace Will, or if he felt like, you know, he just loved her so immensely that why didn't they separate from the union of, you know, of them having their whole thing. But you know what I'm saying? You don't know because we don't have the
yeah, we
answers to
don't.
those questions.
Right.
But
So
I mean, yeah, August, you know, as long as he get it out and if he feel like that's what he need to do, go ahead, make a few more songs about it.
I'm all for it, August.
Right, get that
That
release
was
out.
very. That was like. I was like, this is. I mean, I wasn't surprised that it came out. You know what I'm saying? But I wonder like why he didn't express this earlier. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it's all hindsight at this point.
Right, it is what it is at this
All right,
point.
so moving on to the current events. So we're gonna talk about y'all's president, Trump's ass. It's so much stuff that
It's
he's done in the
crazy,
past month.
motherfucker.
It's ridiculous. He does some shit every day, really, that's retarded. Or we uncover something bad that he did every day.
He don't give a fuck.
So one thing that he's doing, he's planning on taking about 10,000 roughly troops out of Germany, and a lot of people are saying that, you know what I'm saying, because of the like Russia helping him win his election and stuff like that, that's an issue. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's probably tied to his, you know what I'm saying, his affiliation with Russia, him getting 10,000 troops out there because the election is coming up
Yes.
and he don't need niggas all watching what the fuck these niggas in Russia is doing at this point. I'm sure when when this shit is over with, he gonna put the motherfuckers back. But while this election is happening, them niggas need to come up out of there. You know what I'm
So you
saying?
talking
So,
about in Germany, right?
yes.
So, per the Wall Street Journal, I looked up an article on that specific topic, and here are a few facts according to the um, experts. They say that Trump's decisions caught every party involved by surprise: the German government, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, which is NATO, and the U.S. Army Command in Germany. So they saying that it
They wouldn't
caught
even. They can't
all
even
body
believe that he's
right,
doing some shit
like
like this. Like why? It
what?
doesn't make sense for him to do this.
And let me share something else with you. Germany hosts the largest U.S. military hospital overseas. Okay, in the U.S. Uses Germany as a military hub for deployments and drone operations in Europe, Africa, and the Middle East. And since the Cold War, we have had the most troops in Germany than any other country. We had the most troops stationed in Germany than any other country. And a lot of people globally even have, you know, bounce backs on that. You know, they don't really technically agree with what he's doing.
Yeah, it doesn't
Even
make
people in
it
the
doesn't
U.S.
make sense.
Even people in the U.S.
So that's why like a lot of like people are thinking like this is due to like his affiliation with Russia and their, you know what I'm saying? Because why else would he take troops out of there? There's troops in a lot of countries that need to get the fuck out of the countries. But you're going to choose Germany for some reason. It's kind of weird. Like,
Okay, and let me say this. A poll taken by the Pew Research Center shows that more people in Germany feel like relations between the U.S. are bad. So according to the numbers, 35% of the German citizens feel like we're on good terms, and 65% of them feel like we're on bad terms.
and you're going to take troops out of there because of what?
But then in the U.S., it's opposing, because 75% of us feel like we're on good terms, and 20% feel like they're on bad terms. So sound like Germany know what's going on, and we are
Yeah, because they're
misinformed.
there. Like,
That's their country, so they would know. So I would trust the stats for
yeah, but
Germany
y'all
over
not
the
even
U.S.
like the people over here who are saying that. Like, are y'all even? Did y'all even read like the report? Like that show like Trump you like having Russia like interfere with the elections. Did y'all even hear about that? Okay.
No, and let me say, I don't know how to properly pronounce his name. But I believe it's Johann Waterful. He's a German conservative lawmaker, and he said, I quote, that this will weaken us all. The strategic setback is impossible to understand, but the political fallout is even greater.
And there you go, guys. It doesn't make any fucking sense all across the board. Next thing that this nigga is doing, so Trump was told in one of his briefings, I believe last year, that there was Russia was putting $100,000 bounties on U.S. soldiers, and he did nothing about it. Briefings are what Trump gets every day from the national security, and it tells him it's like a set. It's sometimes it's like 7 pages, or they can do a verbal one. They actually do. They actually give you the 7 pages, and they do a verbal one. And Obama really liked reading the 7 pages and then going and asking questions about the shit that's in here, and you know what I'm saying, verifying what's in there. So that's what the national security head said about that Obama used to do. But Trump, a lot of times they say he just likes them to tell him what's going on, and then he doesn't really do anything after that. So so obviously it was in the 7 pages, and he did not. He said his team said he did not know about it, but
Which is a shaky assumption
yeah. So that means that
because
he did not read that shit.
there,
Like, he did not read the security
I
briefings
feel like he skipped
for.
past it.
He didn't read it.
I feel like he possibly skipped past it because a lot of those, because as it goes down, the chain of command goes down. A lot of those people who are high on the list of in the chain of command as far as the government goes and the Congress, they are denying to speak on that. And why are y'all denying to speak on something such as him just viewing a briefing or being told about a national security threat?
Because that's going to hinder them and make them look. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
It's gonna make,
politics.
yeah, it's
They don't
politics
want
for
to
sure.
speak on it because if they
Yes.
speak on it and say yes, we know of it and he know of it, but it's some people that has spoken on it and it's some people that have been quiet and it's some people that make statements that's like, I don't know if he knew about it, but I know that it was word around here
Yeah.
that something was said, but I don't know. Maybe they didn't think it was immediate
Yeah.
danger. So
So I
like,
feel like this is one of the things where I say this is something like, if you're Democratic or Republican, like, nigga, like, he's not reading the security briefings, bro, for the United States. Every time, like, every day, they tell the president what the fuck is going on in the United States and what he needs to worry about. This nigga's not even reading it. He does not care. Like, and so it's like hella shit in there that could be happening and he would not fucking know about it. And we could be in fucking danger. And y'all are saying that y'all still fuck with Trump
right,
because of stupid shit.
or he could
Because he
turn a
gave you a
blind
tax
eye,
break.
or he could turn a blind eye to some shit.
Nigga, this is the
That's
thing. Y'all
real.
not
That's
even
real
fit to
out here.
live. Like, y'all have the possibility of not living
Yeah, he
to
might.
get
Yeah,
to reap the benefits of a tax break or to reap any benefits that you think that he gave you.
right.
So you're
He gonna give you a
saying
little
that you're gonna
monetary
put your
loan or
low life,
something.
the people who fighting for you's life, everybody, all the old people and the babies around you's life on the line for 20% tax break. You're fucking stupid. I'm tired of y'all saying that like Trump is this and that when he don't give a fuck about y'all at all. Like,
Not really. Trump
only
is
thing
making
that he's
decisions in
caring
his best
about,
interest.
The bills that he's looking at a whole bunch of times is the ones that's for his self interest. He does not pay attention to shit
All
else.
that other shit, he like
Bounties on people who
on people's heads.
on U.S. soldiers' heads. These are the men and the women that are putting their lives on the line so that y'all can get up and go to Kroger and Walmart every day and buy shit from the grocery store and not have to worry about
in
shit.
In the same I believe it was on the same one, and they even mentioned that there was some evidence to the fact that, you know, even there was a death that was actually, you know, kind of proven to be that. And they raided people, I believe it was Iranian or Afghanistan post. They raided one of their posts and found military. They found money. They actually found money there. It was like they found, and it wasn't like Arabian currency or anything. It was like, I think it was U.S. or Russian currency that they found. So it's like, come on now. I mean, if they found that money at an Iranian or in a Afghanistan military post, you know, well, whatever, what is it, militia post. Come on now, it has to be some truth to that. They not just gonna be finding that stuff. And when with them finding that, we still talking about, well, it was a maybe. No, he knows that. He had a briefing on it, and he turned a blind eye because he wants to keep his hand with the Russians clean. Even though I don't know why he's doing that. No,
like it's like, y'all, like a lot of presidents, I feel like they probably do fuck ass shit that we don't know about a lot. But it's like, this nigga is doing fuck ass shit in our faces and y'all still don't give a fuck. Like, it's like, what is it going to take for y'all to like care and like realize that he's trash? Like, what is it going to take? Like, it's not going to take a baby's life. It's not going to take a old person's life. It's not going to take a fucking pandemic. It's not going to take him letting other countries put bounties on niggas' heads.
Right. Like, what is
it? Like, what is it? Like, for him to say, no, you can't get, for him to raise his taxes, is that what's going to piss y'all off? What the fuck is going to make y'all mad?
How is what he doing making America greater again? America is becoming weaker. He's making us more defenseless against against people
when shit like this happens and it's on the news, the world knows, not just us. We are not the only ones that know that. The world knows that Trump don't read his fucking security briefings every day. That is fucking terrifying. There are people around the world that hate America, and there are, our security team finds these people and tells the president what to do and why and where these people are and shit like that. And he's not taking in that information that our security team is giving him. So he's putting us in danger. Like, what are y'all not getting? Like, I cannot believe y'all really like Team Trump after
the
all
senator.
This shit.
It's the senator and Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell of Kentucky said that the United States need to prioritize defense resources, maintain a sufficient regional military presence, and continue to impose serious consequences on those who threaten us and our allies, like our strikes in Syria and Afghanistan against ISIS, the Taliban and Russian mercenary forces that have threatened our partnerships. So he's stepping out to say, like, he's kind of like saying, like, hey, Trump, like, you know, that was one of the things in his response to, because a lot of politicians were saying, like, all right, you need to at least investigate.
That is such a political ass, like, we should put more money in concentration towards security. Bitch, we already got that, and motherfuckers is getting the information. Motherfuckers is just not reading it. So basically, he said in an all-around way, we need to pay more attention to it.
Right.
We know that already, though.
He's saying that in response to Trump and them not doing anything, because they not even and they not even having no response. Like, he's saying, like, all right, they not investigating it. They not investigating it either. Why would they investigate it? They not investigating. They know good damn well the security team said it was on there. No, I'm saying they not investigating, like, the you know, they not investigating that. They not.
The security team already knows that it was happening.
No, I'm talking about even the facts that we have, is such as, you know, when they raided the post and everything like that, and the little evidence that we have, they not holding Russia accountable. He's saying that Mitch's what? Mitch McConnell was saying that because he's saying in direct flashback to the government, like we need to hold them motherfuckers accountable for that shit. Because basically in the post in the New York Times, that's kind of what he was saying. He was weighing on the side to where we got to hold Russia accountable. Like, let them niggas know, like, hey, bitch, is y'all doing some fuck shit? Because y'all need to get it together because we riding for our motherfucking allies.
Yeah, but he's not. The president ain't on that.
No, he's not gonna
You
be
know what
on
I'm
that. But
saying?
I'm just
But
saying, there's people
Congress,
in Congress that
if
actually
he's
saying
on
that.
that, some shit can happen. If Mitch McConnell's on that, some shit can happen. But if you know what I'm saying, our president ain't. He's on some bullshit. Like he's not even paying attention to what the fuck going on. All right, next. Another thing from Trump, his dumbass. He has a warrant out for his arrest. In Iran for killing Stephen, say the name, Qassam Soleimani.
Yes, Qassam
Qassam
Soleimani.
Soleimani. And so that was their general over there over like their war and everything. And he of course he killed him. Well, he didn't. Well, the United States Army of course killed him, but the commander in chief is of
In
course
a
Trump.
drone attack.
And it was a drone attack, and now they have a warrant out for his arrest. Now, I don't like this. Is not he's not nothing's going to happen to Trump. Okay, like he's protected by the United States. Nothing's going to happen to him. That more so was like a. It was kind of like a. It was kind of like a. I feel like it was a target put on us, even though they already don't fuck with us. But it was more so like
And let me show
a
you
target that was put on us
from it's
from
called
them.
it's a Qatar there it's an Arabic news site called the Al Jazeera, and they were speaking on that. And one of the things that they said about that is that the warrant, though a political rather than military maneuver, is part of a larger Iranian strategy to expose Washington's injustice and dishonesty and dishonesty to the international community. So they trying to put it on street that like these niggas be bullshitting, these niggas be lying. So we gonna put a warrant out for motherfuckers to arrest just so y'all can see that like that's gonna get niggas attention.
Yeah,
They're
that's
like we
all it
need to get that
was.
attention to
Yeah.
let y'all show that this nigga be on bullshit
Yeah,
and y'all don't
but
know.
everybody know he been on bullshit though. It's
Yeah.
not like I said, and like what I learned from. I'm already gonna reference our podcast.
But maybe not internationally. Maybe not
Um,
internationally. They didn't know.
But what I learned from like when we talking to Africa on the Africans versus Black Americans podcast, that they look at the world news like people like in other countries, except ours, look at the world news and they talk about Trump all the time. And so, like I said, when we hear shit about Trump and all that, that's probably like the number one thing that they talking about on the world news. You know what I'm saying? So everybody knows that he got a warrant out for his arrest right now by Iran. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And because of him killing their war general. You know what I'm saying? I think that they were saying that he's responsible for killing lots of people. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it
every
ain't
president.
nobody really gonna be like in a hurry to, you know what I'm saying, lock Trump up or capture Trump just because, you know what I'm saying, they said that he killed him, because at the end of the day that man killed a lot of people. So
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you
but
this.
it's definitely like a what's it called, a target put on,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying,
But they did
Trump. But
the Interpol, which is the international police department, so to speak. They did say that they don't support that. They did come out and the
yeah, they
spokesperson
not.
from them said they don't support it.
Yeah, Iran, they wanted Interpol to help them. They were like, nah, we ain't fucking with that.
Yeah,
Because
Interpol like no.
it might have been a little bit justified. You know what I'm saying? That's
Right.
kind of what they were kind of saying. So
Yeah.
they ain't necessarily trying to really, they ain't doing all that. Like, and then on top of that, like, the United States, like, after you become a president, you always have security, what's it called? Secret Service
Secret
with
Services.
you always. So he's not going to get touched. You know what I'm saying? So, and then it's Trump, so he always got security anyway. So that on top of that, I ain't really worried about it. So like I said, that was more so like just putting a target on his back globally. So yeah, y'all president got a fucking warrant out for his arrest. He's like I was talking to somebody earlier this week, and I feel like he's like what you would call what people white people would call ratchet. He let his niggas out of jail, and his niggas did terrible shit, and he let his niggas out. He gave he writing laws to help him and his niggas only. He has a warrant out for his arrest. He's not reading shit.
He putting his out on
He puts
niggas.
his out on niggas. He has baby mamas, and he has 3, 4 baby mamas. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely what y'all would say would be ratchet, and y'all want him to be y'all's president again. Y'all need help. And he had a rally too, and nobody fucking showed up. So I want to talk. I don't want to talk about that, but I just want that to be mentioned. Like nobody showed up to his shit. So I feel like it's an article out there about Trump supporters leaving. You know what I'm saying? That party. They're still Republicans, but they're not fucking with Trump. They're changing over because of all the shit that he's done and like how terrible he's managing the country. So that's something to think about as well. One more thing. Has Trump done more for blacks than Obama? Has Trump done more for blacks? So people been
You know
talking about
what?
this on social media.
I'm gonna say
So we're gonna
this.
talk about it.
So I know because I spoke to a friend of mine that he said that he's a Republican. I don't know if he's been a Republican the whole time I've known him, but he pretty much said that he's a Republican and that he will vote Republican. And I was speaking to him about it. He was telling me um that that he pretty much rather have his. He said the only thing with the Republicans versus the Democrats is that he rather have his racism out in the front, or he rather has his bias out in front of him, because he feel like Republicans over Democrats, um, they show their hand, show how they feel more often than not. But I had to tell him, I said, bro, this is politics. I said, and you talking about shit like certain things that you feel like that they're for, or you might be talking about a bill that a Republican senator or a Republican candidate might have said about. Okay, for instance, they be talking about like Obama and stuff like that. And do you know Obama voted for a gun bill or something like this and such something like that? I'm like, bruh. A lot of times they vote on bills or laws sometimes just to get certain organizations in their back pocket. I said, so you can't tell me that you've been in every damn vote that they've been voting for the past 5, 10, 20 years for all these motherfuckers. I said, that's politics, bruh. They gonna vote on some shit that they might not agree with so they can get these motherfuckers or this committee or this organization to back them, because if they get this organization, this committee to back them or this coach or this group of people, then that's going to get them more votes. They don't always, you have to do things that you don't agree with being a politician. You have to vote on things that you don't agree with if you want to stay in office or if you want to get higher in office. That's just how it works. So I'm saying, like, you can't just tell me that they more upfront with their racism or they bias just because you heard them diss another senator or another person in the Congress with some evidence from 3 or 4 years ago. I said that doesn't make sense. I said, because in that case, all of them do that shit. So what are you saying? You know what I'm saying? They all gonna vote on some shit that you don't agree with. I said I just vote with the. I said I'm not technically Democrat. I just vote Democrat because because I believe in what they be pushing more often than what the Republicans talk about. And that's, you feel what I'm saying? I'm like, a lot of times when people go Republican, they just hear 2 or 3 things that get them over there on that side. I'm like, y'all not listening to everything else that they going for. So
So I just want to break down like what they said Trump has done for Black Americans, and I want to pack like give y'all the facts on on how he has not done shit for us. Okay. So the first thing that they said he did was he signed the First Step Act, which is a bill that reforms sentences in federal prisons. And so that's one thing in the First Step Act. The second one is the Opportunity Zones program, which offers a tax break when you invest in low income communities, and we're gonna talk about that. So First Step Act and Opportunity Zones. 3, he increased, well, there was an increased funding on HBCU, so that's number 3. Number 4, low unemployment rate for Black Americans. So I'm going to talk about each one of these and show you how he did not do shit for the Black community, because these are the 4 things that everybody always says Trump did. Trump is pushing for the Black community when he has not done a goddamn thing.
And if y'all really look at the policies and and all the laws and everything that passed under Obama, he really made it a safer place for everybody to live. Like, bro, you could have got more money. You had more affordable health care. I gotta listen to what he was backing and what he was saying in his message. He did everything he said he was gonna do. He never said specifically that I'm about to do everything for the Black community. Bruh, he's one person. He's the president. The way everything works, he can try to pass something, but with him being black, y'all gotta realize he's going, you know what I'm saying, he can only do so much as the president in general, but then as a black president, you can, I feel like it's even more
pushback.
We're
going to talk about that too, because I don't know. To me, I have an opposing view on him being black and him not doing nothing, but whatever. We'll talk about that. But I'm going to go through the 4 things first on what y'all think President Trump did for us that he did not do. So the First Step Act was definitely a good step in the right direction, where they lower sentences on federal prison time for inmates, and then in that act they also give out like times, like if you do good in prison, you can get your sentence reduced and you can get out earlier, and it pushes like rehabilitation programs and stuff like that. So the First Step Act was already in process. Like, it wasn't called the First Step Act. It's called the First Step Act because it's like the first prison reform of its kind. So that's why it's called First Step Act. But anyways, it was years and years of research that went into like figuring out how they want to do this. It was bipartisan, which means the Democrats and Republicans agreed on it.
So let y'all know that everybody
agreed on it. So you give a president his props when he's the only one, or his party is the only one like that gets shit pushed out.
Yes.
Both parties wanted this. You know what I'm saying? Especially the Democrats. They really wanted prison reform. Been talking about it. This is some shit that's been needed to happen a long time ago. And so the First Step Act was already in progress. This nigga, all he did was it just got pushed when he was in office. And it was mostly because his celebrity friends was coming to him and they were getting, you know what I'm saying, they were telling him about like really, people need to get out of jail, people in jail too long, stuff like that. And so that, along with everybody's fucking support, that's when it got pushed out.
It was the right place.
It had nothing to really do with him.
He was at the right place at the right time.
So there's no way like that. And then he has people on his team, like there's no way that the Democrats and Republicans support something and then he says no. You look bad when you do that. You know what I'm saying?
And on top of that, like I said,
his niggas, his friends was on this too. Like, hey Trump, you need to do this. Like, he has billionaire friends like Meek Mill's friend, I forgot his billionaire friend name. They've been working on prison reform. They talked to Trump too to try to get him to change this. So this has been in his ear, and Congress agree with it. So it really he ain't the nigga who
y'all
really
think he is. He ain't the nigga y'all think he is.
That First Step Act was something that the whole country said we need to do. Period. And that's the end of that. He did not help.
He didn't introduce it.
No.
None of his advisors introduced it. It was
already there.
It was a unified agreement.
And it was a Democrat shit. And his niggas, which is rich people, have gotten like I said, Meek Mill was friends with the billionaire just recently, and that's his nigga. You know what I'm saying? People like that, like they've been being like Kim Kardashian, Kanye, and stuff like that. His friends like, you need to do this, and he did it. You know what I'm saying? He agreed with it, but it's everybody already agreed with it already in Congress. So it's like
he did that, and I think like a lot of things really? what you say, the prison reform that you were just talking about, and also you said the investing in the the black communities, the HBCUs.
Hmm.
Well, not black communities specifically, but the HBCUs. So I guess you could say that's a part of the black community. But I feel like things are like he's doing things like that for the people who are not paying attention to everything else he's doing, so he can be like, look what I'm doing for you. And he keep Obama name in his mouth. Like, I'm like, damn, stop fucking talk. Obama's been out of office for how long? And everything you say, well, Obama did this, and I'm like, that's what a lot of times, which what is the problem, is we have a high ranking official or a high ranking person in the black community, and we rather criticize rather than critique and see what he done, what he actually did for us. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So y'all talking about like what Trump actually did versus Obama. I'm like, bro, just look what Trump actually done. Bro, Obama saved us from a pandemic that was worse than the pandemic that we're in now, and this pandemic is having way more of an effect than any pandemic or any sickness, illness, on that major scale. Like what was that came? Ebola, was that when Obama was in office?
And I think swine flu too.
Swine flu and Ebola, bro,
Did that touch
way more
y'all?
than COVID,
Did that touch y'all?
way more
No,
than, bro. They was
that
actually.
didn't touch us.
Did they forget that they actually had to quarantine people seriously for shit like that? Like people was
And
actually
motherfuckers
going through
came
real
over
shit,
here with the shit too,
and
and
that
I
was
didn't get
gone.
it.
That was gone. 2 or 3 months, maybe a month and a half. That was gone. Don't forget about that. That's in the back of y'all memory. You feel what I'm saying?
It's not
And
gone. It's when a virus is here, it's here. You know
no,
what I'm
but I'm
saying? But
saying
it's not.
I'm
It's
saying that
not killing nobody
yeah, but
at this rate.
I'm saying Obama's effect for the community as
Hmm.
far as that, like we have and he saved us from a depression. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He made it to where the economy was stable again. So y'all talking about all this shit about Trump this and Trump that. Yeah, Trump is fucking up the government. So he's throwing money back at people, and y'all thinking, ooh, he doing something. He didn't fucking fix it. He fucked it up. It was already good when he came.
Yes, it was getting better and better when he came.
It was
And we
growing.
gonna talk about that too. So the second thing that you guys always talk about that he did for us is opportunity zones tax break. The opportunity zones tax break says if you invest in low income communities, then you can get a tax break on on your investment. So like the investments, like the money that you get back from it, you get taxed on that. And so you would get a tax break if you did that in a low income community. So the reason why this is not helping us is because this is pushing the what is it called when people like when rich people go into low income
You
income
talking
neighborhoods
about
and
gentrification?
yes, this is punching gentrification. This is giving wealthy people a tax break for building properties in the hood. And once I told y'all this on the last podcast, the Black Lives Matter podcast. If anybody that has money wants to build something where you live at, and the government will make your ass move. They will give you a fucking
Yeah.
check for the market price of your house and make you move the fuck out of there. Trump said, "I'm gonna give a tax break to anybody who does real estate and development in low income neighborhoods."
Right.
They're gentrifying the neighborhoods with this. This is not helping black people. This is hurting black people because black people weren't in the position to put money into their communities at that point in time when this was passed. So
No.
the only people who really can put money into the communities is white wealthy people. So how is that helping black people? It's definitely going to make the communities look better, but they're moving the black people out to do that.
Right.
It's not the other way
And
around.
maybe they not, and I think what it is too is people saying that because they don't see the black people in the community moving out at at a fast pace.
Hmm.
They see it getting better, but y'all gotta know, like, it's gonna get better. Your community gonna look better. Then they gonna raise them property taxes on your asses, and y'all not gonna be able to
Yeah,
afford
like
it.
if you're in Indianapolis and you go to 42nd and Franklin Road, you can see that there's two new buildings, like huge buildings there, like
Definitely.
warehouses looking
Warehouse.
buildings. They probably got that there because of the
Maybe that Menards
opportunity
too.
zones.
Maybe that Menards too, because that's came in the
Yeah,
last
but that
2
was
years.
already in a low income neighborhood on Pilgrim Pike, anyways.
True that, but I
So,
mean, you never know.
but the opportunity zones, I believe is it opportunity zones tax break. Yeah, you about to see a whole bunch of shit happening, yo, in the hoods around that Indianapolis and wherever
in the
you are,
United States.
and that is he has gave a tax break to people who want to gentrify the community, which is excuse me, raise the taxes on people who raise the taxes on people who I mean not raise the taxes, raise the rent and everything on people who live there. Because if you develop the community, you have to raise the rent on it because it's a lot. It takes a lot of
Property
money to.
value.
It takes a lot of money to like renovate some shit.
Yeah, you want your return on your investment.
Yeah, my mom like she lives in like low income apartments, and she's like, oh my god, like there's a new management in our place, and I'm like, yeah, I know because they have that opportunity zones tax break where who them niggas who putting that money in there, they're finna get hella profit off of that shit because they ain't finna pay that much taxes on that shit. You know what I'm saying? If any taxes at all. You know what I'm saying? So they're finna remodel that fucking community, get some white people in there, get y'all the fuck up back there. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, that's how it's gonna happen. How is that helping black people? Everybody who's Trump supporters. That does not help us. Okay? That does not help us. That is pushing gentrification. Number 3. Increasing funding for historically black colleges. First of all, many presidents who have given money to HBCUs because they feel like that is the way to talk to black people, like get their vote. Oh, we're putting money into HBCUs. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that.
Yes, and a lot of politicians, they do things like that. Okay, so he decided to invest. That's probably campaign money, or
no. But this is the thing, though. Congress regulates the budget. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's not up to Trump whether or not they give money to the HBCUs. It's up to Congress.
That's true.
So you didn't do a goddamn thing. Like
that
it just
true.
happened when you was president.
And he was a spokesperson. Said, he was basically a spokesperson.
We're going to allocate money to HBCUs, not Trump. So y'all are giving Trump that too much credit. He didn't do a goddamn thing.
He's not proposing none of this shit on this list for one. Okay? He's not the motherfucker. He's not anything that he thinks about is the hindrance. If
Congress said
of
we can't
someone
give
else.
money to HBCUs, they wouldn't got shit.
Yeah, you think Trump gonna be like, yeah, we should give money to HBCUs? No, the fuck he's not. His crickly crackly white ass ain't gonna do that shit.
Like, come on now. He probably didn't even like. Honestly, keep it 100. He ain't really thinking about education like that. So the fact that y'all thinking that HBCUs, if you can look at his stats and see what he care about, he be taking money from education and shit like that, putting it somewhere else, and taking money from the pandemic council, which was education, basically learning about how to stop this shit and putting it somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? He's not really thinking about education like that. So for y'all to really think
didn't go to college.
He really gives a fuck about education is crazy to me.
Now, didn't Trump not go to college, right?
I don't remember. I don't think he did. I think he got like a loan and then just took off from there.
He don't give a fuck about education
at all.
A nigga who didn't graduate from college, what y'all think he about? The hell yeah, education matters.
This is like he feel like he's self-made. You know what I'm saying? So he like the fuck. You don't need to go to college. He like a motherfucker like. And a lot of y'all think that like you don't even need to go to college. You can just, you know what I'm saying. This is the thing though. With colleges, I always tell people you don't have to go through as many pitfalls as somebody who didn't go. So when you just get out here and just get a business, then you're probably going to go through a lot more shit, fucked up contracts, motherfuckers taking money from you, taxes that you don't know is coming and stuff like that. But when you have an education, you know taxes is coming, read them contracts. You know what I'm saying? Pay your people, shit like that.
One thing I will say too about education is the fact that you gain connections too from that. You'll have to actually network. I mean, you're automatically a lot more when you're automatically networking in college, but you have to work harder to network. You could be in class with somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That could be a connection. You could join the same organization as somebody that could be a connection for you later on in life, but you have to do way more groundwork as far as networking goes, and then you have to, like you said, as far as education, you have to look and go out there and do it for yourself, or look on some YouTube or some site and hope that it's true. And then like you were saying, it's just more work that you have to do, and it's more leaps and bounds. Like, I'm not saying that. I mean, I'm a person that says that not everybody needs to go to college, and not everybody needs to graduate, but college does help you deal with other people. It helps you gain connections. And it helps you understand how to utilize resources that you have to your convenience as well.
Yes. Okay. Number 4, and it's the last one for Trump. Unemployment rate went down for blacks while he was in office, and the unemployment rate for blacks had already been going down because of the work that Obama had did for 8 years. It was already going down. Like, he
8 years.
did nothing to
Two
help it go
terms.
down. And even on top of that, home ownership is still low than a bitch. Like, black people are still not owning homes. The black male labor force participation rate is still low. Like, he ain't really did shit for black people like that. So the other shit that, like, the home ownership, people like giving black people more money, and black people getting jobs is still fucking low. You know what I'm saying? The unemployment rate went down the way it did only because of what the shit that Obama did. It had nothing to do with Trump. Now, the reason why they're attributing it to Trump is because while he's in office, it is happening. You know what I'm saying? But there were already people appointed and doing things to make this shit happen anyway. So he did nothing to help it. So there are 4 things: the First Step Act, the fucking unemployment rate, the HBCUs, and the opportunity zones that y'all think he did for us, but he didn't do shit.
And
So what do y'all have now?
And
Like,
anyway, him being the
what do y'all
forefront
have?
of the HBCU, investment is him having a political maneuver. That's all that is.
And the thing is, the reason why they're attributing it to him is because he signs the law. You know what I'm saying? He signs it. He puts his name on it. So it's like, I put my name on it. I approved it. The fuck? Everybody approved it. Nothing you proved.
Ooh-wee.
Nobody, like, it's not like
They
he
gotta vote on
he
it
did
before
not,
it gets to
he
him.
never signed anything and did something that everybody didn't say they wanted to do.
But it has to.
But Obama did a lot of shit that Congress didn't like, and he said,
That's
"Fuck it,
for
we
sure.
doing it because it's gonna help," and it helped. So that's 2 different things. If Congress say, "I don't want this," and the president do it and it work, that's where you can give him some credit. But if Congress is saying it's gonna happen, the research is saying it's gonna happen, and he signed it, nigga, that's not nothing he did. He did nothing. He only
Absolutely
been there for three years. What did he really do?
no work. Ever since
He
he's
don't
been
even
there,
read shit.
he's caused drama.
He ain't read none of that shit that he signed. He just signed that shit.
He don't give a fuck.
He don't give a fuck. All right, next. J. Cole has a Snow No Bluff song where he was talking about, he kind of was talking about No Name in there, and No Name is like a artist who, like, she's honestly, I don't feel like she's like a activist or anything. I think she's just like a motherfucker like us who, like, shit, I'm black and I want black people to fucking succeed, and this is how I think we gonna succeed, and you know what I'm saying, they did us dirt, white people did us dirty, and we need to do this and that to fix it. But then she was saying, like, it's like all these rappers who like talking about social injustice, but they wasn't out there marching. And so I don't even know if she was necessarily talking about J. Cole, because J. Cole was definitely out there marching, but J. Cole clapped back at her and said, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, just help us. Don't talk down on what we're doing. Just try to help us be better. And so a lot of people had different views on that. Like, nigga, we shouldn't have to help you be better. You should already know better and what to do better. And men should already know what to do. Women shouldn't have to, like, help y'all maneuver through shit all the time. So, I mean, they were saying that. And then, you know, some people were saying J. Cole was right, and, you know, back and forth. But I think that, I just feel like, I don't know why J. Cole made it. She wasn't talking about him, because J. Cole clearly would be out there marching and shit like that. It was a lot of the other rappers she was talking about. she could have been talking about, but I don't even know if she's talking to him. So it's kind of weird
Yeah.
that he addressed her to me.
I don't know. Maybe he could have addressed her because some of them rappers are his friends, and maybe
Maybe,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
He feeling like you know he's a voice that people listen to on some shit like that. You know, he more of one of the rappers that rap about more social injustice and things going on in the community that we need to address. I just feel like people shouldn't have taken his words so defensively because I know some people had
Yeah,
a lot of
I
clapback.
agree with that.
I'm like, they called him. What did they call him? What was they saying? He was a. What was they saying about him?
Mm-mm.
Sexist or some shit
Oh yeah, yeah.
and shit like
Oh
that. Like
God,
they was.
yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
damn, that's extreme.
yeah.
I had to read the lyrics word for word.
Yeah, they go there.
I'm like,
They
damn.
take it there.
I'm like, already just because he said what he
Yes.
said. I'm like, man, all I see is that he was saying that okay, I get what you're saying, but he also was saying that you probably was raised up in a better position than most black people, and you actually had that awareness. So instead of you sitting there criticizing everybody, how about you just help us? How about you just uplift the community and be plant that seed, you know, of wisdom in all these people's minds who need it, because maybe people are not as aware as you think they are, so you shouldn't be criticizing them as much as you are.
Yeah, I think that's what he was saying too. So
So a
I
lot of
don't know.
people kind of taxed it on how he was coming at her. I mean, he was just coming with like truthful feelings.
He was just like
Like
help
why? Like
help us understand what we like. If we think we think we helping. So
right.
if we're not helping, tell us what to do. And a lot of women were like, we shouldn't have to. We tired of telling y'all what to do. Just like when white people be like, how can we be of service to the black community? And people are like, we've been telling y'all what y'all can do. If y'all don't know by now, fuck it. So I get that too. But at the end of the day, it's like
yeah.
both sides are not bad, are not wrong in this situation. I feel like both sides
at
are
all.
definitely, both sides are pushing for the black community. Both sides are trying to help. You know what I'm saying? Both sides are doing what they're supposed to be doing. So I like No Name and I like Jcole. Do I listen to their music? No. But as far as what they're doing for the black community,
I listen to J. Cole
I
music
fuck with
though.
it.
I fuck with his music though. I didn't know No Name made music.
Yeah.
I never heard it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I fuck with his music and shit. But I just don't fuck with the fact that we always like to critique each other and not help each other. We always want to talk about, "Ooh, well, what you doing ain't
And
enough."
another thing I hate is like when black people always be like, we can't stick together. We need to understand that we're all not going to have the same opinion about shit. And that's completely fine. I
But
think that in America, we all agree with the laws that we have. You know what I'm saying? That's we all agree. And those laws are basic shit like don't fucking take from don't take some name yours. Don't kill nobody. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't infringe on somebody else's right to live, basically. And so, I think that black people need to have the same shit where we have like a agreement on this is the shit that we deem as we all agree is wrong and we all agree that needs to change, and then outside of that we can have our differences.
Yeah, I feel like
You know
we
what I'm saying?
should.
But we don't know what the fuck our one things are that
No,
we want
as a
yet.
community, we
And
have
so
we
we're
don't have a joint.
And we're such a people who have been so fucking fucked over and overlooked that when we have an opinion about something, it's a little bit stronger because we have been overlooked and we don't like that. We do what we have to do to get our opinion.
So step
out
one
there, so.
in the black community, anybody who considers themselves a black leader, to anybody who's an activist, to anybody who's just feeling like they help out the community, how about we all try to come to a unified agreement on
what we do and do not like.
Yes, on what we do or do not
Or
like
what
as
we
a
do and
community.
do not need from them.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like it'd be like oh, it would be like Black Lives Matter, where we all feel like all Black lives matter.
Yeah.
And then we'll have the LGBTQ community come and say, okay, Black transgender lives matter. It's like, bruh, we all know that we're all
black.
matter.
Nigga.
We're all black.
Are you black?
If you have black
So
skin,
yes.
you fucking matter.
We're counting you too. We're not counting you out.
We're not counting you the fuck out. But
You're
I
part of us.
understand where they're coming from because they're feeling like motherfuckers don't agree with them being in that equation when that's not true. If people think that you're not in that equation, then they're fucked up individual, period.
Right.
And nothing you can do can sway their
But you
opinion.
know that's crazy because some people might not think that they in that equation. That's probably why that probably sparked their movement.
You should
'Cause that's
all you
possible.
should, but you shouldn't think like I can't tell you how to think.
I'm not
Anyways,
saying
but
I don't,
I don't
'cause
think
I
that you
believe they are.
guys should. I don't think that we should be trying to be like girl, like women, black women's lives. Like when we say black life, we mean everybody because the police, when they see us, they don't even see if we gay.
What
They
I
don't see we
say,
transgender. They just see that we got the different color skin and then they fuck us over.
but what I
So
say we
I
should
don't
do.
want us to fucking focus on shit that makes us. I want us to focus on things that we all agree with that are the same, and that's that we're all black and motherfuckers is fucking us over. And then, like I said, we could branch out into our differences and go from there. But we need to figure out as a whole what the fuck we do and don't want. And then, like I said, from there we can discuss some shit. But trying to like go outside of that shit like that is not going to help at this point in time because we haven't even made our grievances and the things we haven't agreed on what we do and don't like yet. So talking about everything that's different right now is not going to help until we get down with what we don't like
We can say,
and we agree with.
I agree. We should say Black Lives Matter, and if you feel like you want to tackle this certain subsection of Black Lives Matter, but we should all as a community support that, and if support it to some type of an extent, because we all have our differences, but we still should all support the different subheadings or subsections of the Black Lives Matter movement.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Whether you agree or disagree, at the end of the day, you got that underline that are they black and are they and do they have injustices towards them? Okay, so are we trying to correct that?
Exactly.
Yes. Now let's move forward. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
like I said, like with cancer or like a disease, one disease. Yeah,
Diabetes is what the
It's
is
this-
what we need to tackle.
I'm saying like with one disease, we know that we need treatment for this disease. That
Yeah.
is what the fuck we need. You know what I'm saying? In order for us to get this shit together, in order for us, our COVID, we all can get COVID. This shit ain't black, white, transgender, what the fuck. It's fucking COVID. You know what I'm saying? So we need to get more testing. We all like more testing. Wear your fucking mask, this and that. We need to be the same way when it comes to like Black Lives Matter stuff. We all need to be like, okay, Black Lives Matter, and this is what we need so that we as black people can get our shit together. And then from there, like I said, ain't shit wrong with like going and branching off from there. But let's not take the overall slogan and then differentiate it. Let's keep the overall goal, and then from there come up with other shit, you know what I'm saying, to support our individual, you know what I'm saying, experiences. So that's how I feel about it. Alrighty. So 7,000 people have been contracted with COVID daily in the last, I believe, week or so. So
Yikes.
the numbers are going up. Are you worried about catching it or whatever, or like how do you think should we pay more attention to it, or because like states is opening up stuff, so.
I feel like with everything opening up, what else did we expect to happen? That's why I have been away from a lot of public places, because I knew that this was going to happen with the whole. Cause didn't you say you feel like everybody should get tested, or on an earlier podcast that we had?
Yeah, I did.
You were saying you feel like everybody should get
Yeah,
tested.
everybody need to get tested.
And
Everybody.
when everybody doesn't get tested, that's what happens. You have people who what they say, asymptomatic, when you have it but don't show the symptoms.
Yeah.
Okay, there's people like that out there who didn't get tested and they're sharing it with somebody.
Yeah, and then we actually have more access to more tests. So, like we were saying before on the other podcast, motherfuckers probably have it and don't know that they got it because we ain't had that many tests, but now we do. Like I said, I think majority of motherfuckers had it or haven't, or you definitely for 100% has one person in your circle who has had it.
Yeah,
So
or they know somebody who had it. So
am I
I mean,
surprised? Fuck no.
no, hell no, I'm
This
not
is a
surprised.
fucking. This is like having a code.
Right.
Everybody in your family has had one.
Yeah, and
It's a terrible one.
it's like even
But
if
it's
you get the
like
flu
having it.
and you go somewhere, if you get the regular flu, whatever it's called, the common flu, and you go to a bar or something, somebody gonna get sick out that motherfucker. If you even cough the wrong way, somebody sick in that bitch now. Like, and then you touching shit that other people touch, especially if you're not washing your hands properly. And everybody's just, I feel like people too gung ho to go out. Like, from what I'm seeing out here, people are out and about. They acting like this doesn't exist. I see people with no mask on now. I see people operating as normal, like daily functions. Like this hasn't been a thing, or this still isn't a thing. I'm like, that's too dangerous. They treading water. They treading dangerously, and in water in uncharted territory like that. But if more people get it, more people know that they got it, and it comes out, and more people contract it from it opening up. Maybe less people will actually have it because, well, less people will have to get treated for it because more people be known that they have it. You know what I'm saying? So now we getting those people out. People who already had it, maybe it's just in waves now. You know what I'm saying? Now we on the next wave of people who gonna get it, and then
So you think that everybody gonna get it eventually? That's what it sounds like.
yeah, everybody probably
I
would
feel
eventually
like they
get it,
all going.
or
Everybody is
or
going to
if
get
you
it.
haven't, if you had a flu-like symptom, you could have had it. Are you gonna
Like I
get
feel
some
like
flu-like symptom?
if you take the antibodies test and see if you have them in your body, you probably have had it already. You just don't fucking know, or
Right.
your body is like your immune system is top tier, and you've been able to fight it off.
For sure. I
Like
mean, that's just probably what's gonna happen, and then we better hope that happens before the winter and fall time, because that's when
it's
the
gonna be
temperatures are gonna drop
worse.
again.
Yeah, it's
And
gonna
that's
be hard for
when,
motherfuckers to breathe for real.
sheesh,
The fuck. So
start putting
yeah,
that
are
motherfucker on in the
we are
winter.
not surprised.
Try putting that on a mask, and you gonna be. Sheesh, it might help you out because it's
It
gonna be
might help
hotter.
you, bro.
But then again, you might have shorter breath because it's less motherfucking. That motherfucking air thinner out there.
Right,
In
it
the
ain't a
winter
lot of
time.
leaves and trees out, so it ain't a
Right.
lot of oh, what is it? Oxygen?
Oxygen
What's the
float
oxygen?
around.
What's the
This nigga
symbol on
said,
the
"Oh,
scientific thing?
what? See, is it?
Right,
It's probably O. I think it's O.
it's O something. It ain't
O.
O.
Is it O2 or
H two
something?
H two O.
H2O is water, nigga.
Damn, bro.
Hydrogen.
I'm about to take that. In. Don't mind me. I've been drinking, bro. I've been drinking. Anyways. Hell no. All right. Anyways, next Meek Mill said Akademiks is canceled. I
Meek
don't
Millie.
fucking remember why the fuck. I don't know, Steve, why he said Akademiks. Who cares? But he said Akademiks was fucking canceled, and Akademiks said Meek can't cancel no motherfucking body. So do you believe that's true? Like, do you think that Meek Mill can't? Yes. Meek Mill can't cancel a goddamn person.
He can't cancel academic for
first
sure.
of all, when you get obliterated like by Drake, in the public eye, or anybody rap wise, you know what I'm saying? That's a stain on your fucking record. Like, you can't.
I didn't take that as a stain, though.
I think it was.
I just took it as a loss. Not
Only-
a stain.
The only reason why I say it's a stain to me is because he was mad first at Drake. Because the reason why he was mad was weird to me, because Drake didn't post his album on his page or something. It was like something like that. Like, really? Like, it's Drake. Does Drake post people's albums on his page?
I don't know.
I don't even know about it. So I don't know. I was confused by that. But so that's why I think it's the same. It's like, cause you was mad about that, and then you definitely came from it.
So what Meek Mill said, I looked it up.
Okay, go ahead.
He said that it's from the source, .com. He said he's a bad police, and our culture don't need him. He's also gassed a lot of beef that got people killed and hurt, and never donated a dollar to the culture. We gonna holler at you next run, champ. That's what Meek tweeted.
Meek Mill, you cannot cancel. Like, you can't cancel Akademiks because he's speaking on the culture. Like, what? he's speaking on what's going on. Like, that's all this nigga's doing. He's basically a radio dude. Like, they're saying, like, we gonna cancel everybody on the radio because they talking about what's happening in the culture. Like, they gonna cancel all the podcasts because they're talking about shit that happened in the culture. Like, what? Like, the fact that he's posting niggas on his shit, he's donating to the fucking he's donating when he fucking posts these niggas and talk about these niggas for free.
But Akademiks is kind of corny to me. I ain't gonna lie.
He corny as fuck, but who
I don't
cares?
Know. Like,
I don't give a fuck what he says or what he does.
Him?
For what? About, like, why do you want to cancel Akademiks for? He doesn't. Nobody cares. Maybe like a lot of people be like in their feelings about him. Like anybody who speaks on like niggas be saying about Joe Budden, like when he speak on people's albums and shit. And they music, they get mad about it.
But Joe is different though. Joe is different.
I'm not canceling nobody because they gotta have an opinion. You're gonna cancel somebody because they have an opinion. That's
I'm not going
to.
I'm not going to.
No.
But I'd rather have Joe over Akademiks though. Just personally, in my opinion. Because Joe just be having.
I don't want to compare because I feel like there's a space for Joe. There's a space for.
No, I'm not saying.
There's a space for Akademiks.
I'm not saying that it's not a space.
There's a space for the Shade Room, even though that's fucking trash. Like I've been stopped fucking with them.
They are messy.
I mean, sometimes I go in there every once in a while. I ain't gonna stunt.
They messy though.
Because I'm messy. But anyways. I don't like. It's a space for all of that shit. It's everybody in the world who has. You know what I'm saying? They want to participate in all types of stuff. So I don't feel like you can cancel somebody who's speaking their opinion on something. And he probably has. It's hella motherfucking radio hosts and stuff who's instigated people dying and shit like that. But we gonna cancel him. Like, I ain't cancel Angie's Martinez ass. And she talks about all types of shit. And she tell everybody business. And she fucking probably like. It's a lot of her fucking interviews that go viral that where she back then, I don't even know what it was called back then, but when she talked about beefs and shit like that and motherfuckers and pulled up on motherfuckers because of what they said when they was talking to her, are we gonna cancel her? No. Like, why would we cancel Akademiks for it? That's dumb.
I say that people gonna listen to Akademiks if they feel like listening to him, because he's in entertainment. And some people probably just get out entertainment from what he's saying, Meek wants to cancel him because he feels personally about what he says. Okay, well, maybe you and some of your most avid followers are cancel him, and maybe that'll make a difference.
And that's it.
But, I don't really fuck with Akademiks like that at all.
I don't either, but it's like, I don't fuck with him at all. I don't follow him on list of what he said and nothing like that. But
so it's like,
at the end of the day, is it...
I don't know, because as far as canceling him, I can't say I'm a canceling nigga.
I didn't fuck with
him. You know what I'm saying? I don't really. I know he say some controversial shit sometimes, but I just know that he has an opinion.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
All it is.
I'm not gonna. If I don't fuck with him, I ain't gonna listen to him.
That's it.
You can't cancel.
And he's still Akademiks, and I don't fuck with him, so it doesn't matter.
Right. It's like
he's still like, I know his name, and I don't fuck with him, so he doing something. Right.
Yeah, he doing something right. Some people fuck with him. He got enough followers and shit.
It's like, so I don't even listen to Joe Budden podcast, but I know Joe Budden podcast.
Right.
So it don't matter.
But I have heard a couple of his podcasts, but still, it ain't like.
As long as he got his team, he's like his group of people, they're going like supporters, they're going to fuck with him whether you say fuck with him or not.
Yeah, and that might make more motherfuckers fuck with him because you might bring him to their attention.
Fake cancel. They still got motherfuckers on their spot that's gonna fuck with them regardless. Like, they still got these stupid ass fan pages that when y'all say shit, they're gonna come and say shit back to you. Like, it's still motherfuckers, and then it's on people's timelines, and they still know who they are, so it doesn't really matter. Like,
yeah, so you can't no.
No,
so
Meek cannot cancel Akademiks.
Yeah, Meek does not have the power to cancel Akademiks.
Now Drake might have the power to cancel somebody.
No, not
you don't think so? Not Akademiks. I don't know. Akademiks is like, because he's a media person, so he's going to talk about him being canceled by Drake or him being canceled by Meek. So it's not going to fuck nothing up. At the end of the day, all you did was give him more fucking exposure.
You gave him more press.
So you didn't do anything to help your fucking
canceling him.
Like, you didn't do anything by saying his name.
You kind of promoted him.
Like, the best thing you could do is what people be saying, Nicki Minaj dudes, like, stop motherfuckers' backs on the back end. But you can't do that either. Like,
probably
because
not
you
his.
ain't even, you ain't even in that arena. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he probably
And
ain't.
and the niggas that he fuck with in that arena are big dogs in the arena. You know what I'm saying? So that industry, he's not in the rap industry. He's in the entertainment or media.
Media.
He's in
Yeah.
media. You're in entertainment. So
Right.
they go together, but one doesn't need the other. So
Right. I mean,
well,
you
media.
are
I mean,
art.
entertainment
Yeah,
needs
he's a.
media, but not the other way around because there's a hella other shit to talk about than fucking rappers.
Yeah, so that
So
nigga has a more relevant
yeah, you can't cancel
platform.
somebody who's not even in your industry. Like y'all try to cancel 6ix9ine. He's a snitch. He ain't fucking gone. He's still here. Nigga still doing shit. He got wearing lace fronts all the time. Y'all ain't did shit. To this nigga had more fucking
People view his
views
live
on his live than
live.
anybody.
Nigga, not
Like
YouTube.
I think that Tory
live.
Lanez was like 300,000 with Drake on there. That nigga was at what almost a million?
No, he got to a million. He got
On
to a
live.
million.
That means a million people
On
are watching
live?
at one time.
He damn near almost got to 2 million. I think he damn near did.
So it's like he blew that shit out the fucking water. He's a fucking snitch. So can y'all cancel motherfuckers? No, y'all can't.
Because if people interested in what the fuck they got going on, they gonna view it.
Right, exactly. Next.
Next.
Gotti lost weight. He looking like he looking like.
I thought it was photoshopped at first. I ain't gonna lie to you.
So Yo Gotti, I mean, am I surprised? No, because
He had shit
and
else to
I'm
do,
like a,
but
I'm
run
like
it up.
This is
and
my
lose weight.
realm. You know what I'm saying? I listen to Gucci, Gotti, them type of niggas and Dolph and shit like that. So I feel like Gucci and Gotti have like Gotti really, not Gucci, because Gucci don't give a fuck about Gotti in my opinion. But Gotti always has something towards Gucci because Gucci is to me top tier compared to Gotti. But I feel like Gotti like
Gotti's a.
he took his like Gucci took his bitch and made her top tier, and you know what I'm saying. And I feel like Gotti's always been trying to do the same shit Gucci did. So Gucci out here getting all this this love for changing his body around and shit, getting all this attention, and Gotti's like, they got me fucked up. Like, nigga, I'm finna get out here and get it popping. So that's what he did.
I wouldn't say that. I would say
That's what I feel like as a Gucci. I'm a Gucci fan though.
She's a Gucci fan.
Like 100%. But I listen to Gotti too. Ain't nothing wrong with Gotti.
But no, I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna just say that that's the push, and a lot of them, you know, it's more of a health push now. So a lot of people
Yeah,
like
what else do celebrities got to do with workout?
right now, right? Work out and make their residual
music.
income and make music. Like the other shit, what else is he gonna do? Like you gonna flex on niggas, spin a bag, and go work out
about
after.
Gotti, y'all strictly because I'm a Gucci fan. Like that's really it.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna
I'm
say
team
that
Gucci.
he thought no, fuck that shit. Gotti did that because he was like, fuck it, I might as well get in shape, and that's promoting, promoting health
Definitely.
and wealth within the black community.
All right, so everybody has an issue with us celebrating 4th of July, and before this podcast, I didn't understand why, but now I get it. So once somebody had tweeted like, oh, when we became independent, that is when we started acquiring slaves, and so that is why there's an issue with the 4th.
Yes.
Now, I didn't understand. Like at first,
I
was
I
thinking
think our founding fathers already had slaves
probably.
before the Constitution.
I think
was
so
created.
too. I think they did.
So I believe that they did.
Yeah. So that might, to me, I was thinking like before, like that the July 4th just signified the day that the country became independent from Great Britain. And I was like, yeah, motherfuckers were slaves at the time. But at the end of the day, it's still history. So I don't see the point in fucking erasing when the country that we live in that's free for us, the freest of any country for us, for black people right now, became independent. Why would we not? You know what I'm saying? What's the problem with it? But if you look at it like we wasn't free, then yeah, but we wasn't. But to me, they dumbasses created laws that said we were supposed to be free. So if that day didn't happen, if that day never happened, we would never have been able to get free anyways.
Right. So
because they wrote in the laws that said that we all should have been free. We all were created equal.
Equal.
We all were supposed to be free. So if they never had wrote that on, and that never had came to pass on that day, then we would never be able to even become free. Period. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I'm glad that they wrote that shit in there,
But I
because
can
then we
see
couldn't
that
argue that we supposed to be free.
Yeah, but they was, I can see, they could say, that was the beginning of our oppression or whatever, because that's when slavery was more popularized within the United States. Because I believe it probably started with the 13 colonies, because they border the coast, but it spread and then it continued throughout the whole United States. So I could get what people saying with that, but I also had a conversation with my aunt. Shout out to Auntie Mug. And we was talking about maybe just preserving, because people were talking about Juneteenth, June 19th, and the significance behind June 19th and everything. But she was even saying that I don't think that, and we both agreed that we don't think that we should cancel July 4th. You know what I'm saying? It's just that we should educate everyone at a younger age of what Juneteenth is about, and that's also a part of that's a big part of Black history. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, history. Period.
Yeah, that's a part of specifically Black history.
Yeah, but that's not even when the slaves were freed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's when the last of the slaves were told that they were free. You know what I'm saying?
Free.
So you know what I'm saying? We not celebrating when the slaves actually became free.
Yeah.
We just celebrating when all slaves knew that they were free.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Knew that they were free.
So at the end of the day, it's like, you know what I'm saying? July 4th is definitely, to me, if you're an American citizen, it's still important to celebrate. Or not even celebrate, just to acknowledge. Acknowledge that it happened. Like, it's a part of history. I hate when people try to erase it because they don't like it. And that's what we're saying. Like, when we argue that we should still be talking about slavery, we're saying that don't try to erase the shit. It's history. You know what I'm saying? Put that shit in the books because it's history. It's the same thing with July 4th. Motherfuckers was independent from Great Britain on July 4th. So that is a part of history. We don't want to erase it. You know what I'm saying? That is a big part of our country and why it is the way it is, because we became independent on that day. If we did not become independent on that day, motherfuckers would not be where they are right now.
And another thing
it's
that
just a part of history
that we spoke on too was how you get time off for preserving the holidays. So she was like, what if we actually say we support Juneteenth and then forget about July 4th? Are they still gonna give us that respect of having those days off for the 4th?
We're not gonna like. You can't expect.
No, I'm saying what they. You know what I'm saying?
We're not gonna. No,
then
I don't.
They might not respect
get why y'all been
the
talking
Juneteenth.
About that. I don't even get why y'all talking about that, because you're not ever going to not acknowledge the day we became a fucking country.
Right, but we're talking about if the whole Black community goes in the uproar and says forget July 4th. We're not saying that the whole community is going to do that.
It don't matter if they do or if they don't. It doesn't matter.
Yes, it will. It will matter, because if we all say forget the 4th and we saying that we don't respect it, it's not enough of us for it to
fucking matter.
If there's a culture of people that says that they're going to forget a holiday, a national holiday, it's going to bring some sort of awareness to the whole country.
Yeah, but
you don't think that it would?
Care. Because that's the day that the country became.
Right, but I'm saying we're not saying that we gon' back that. We just saying that that's a lot of people's views on that. The people who say forget it, that's what they're talking about.
Yeah, but that's not all of Black Americans either. It's never going to be either.
True, but if we was to say that, then you know what I'm saying, would they say that they wouldn't? They wouldn't. We wouldn't get that time off no more.
They're not doing that.
No, I'm saying we, not the whole country. We as the Black people. You know what I'm saying? If we want to lash back at it, you know what I'm saying. And then what I'm saying is,
they're not.
For both sides, however you view it, maybe they could put it on a calendar in national observance of the holiday being a part of history. Since you said since it is a part of our history, won't we put that on the
But
calendar.
but I feel like y'all want to put that on the calendar, but why don't y'all put the actual day that slaves got free?
Okay, so as a black
You know what I'm
community,
saying?
as we were
It's just
saying,
confusing to me
as
why
a
one matters and one doesn't.
as
When
a
actually the
they
one,
both
if the
matter.
one would have to matter for the other one to matter. If 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 the Emancipation Proclamation wasn't signed, then Juneteenth wouldn't fucking matter.
True,
So
but
it's like why
they
we
both matter.
forgetting
But
about.
they saying that the Juneteenth is, that's like the final finale. You know what I'm saying? That's like boom, everything was done. So that's what we go back to say as a black community. So what are we saying
I
here?
feel like
You
a
know what
lot
I'm
of people are
saying?
jumping on the bandwagon with this shit too. Like
True, but I'm saying, you see, but I'm saying, like, as a black community, what are we saying? Are we saying we're gonna preserve Juneteenth? Are we gonna recognize Juneteenth and, the day that the Emancipation Proclamation was signed as well? Because to your point, if we would notice and recognizing one, we have to notice and recognize the other one, because without the Emancipation Proclamation, Juneteenth would, like you said, wouldn't be a thing. Because if that was never signed, what
mhm
would be
mhm
Juneteenth? There would be no
mhm.
Juneteenth. I just feel like we should educate everybody, and we all should know about those 2 days at a young age. And if you choose to celebrate it or whatever, you do what you do, but always acknowledge that that's a day, and that's a part of our
I
history.
feel like I just don't I still don't I just don't get why y'all don't want to acknowledge that our country was independent on that day. It's the day our country became independent, and we don't have to, like, if we want to acknowledge other black holidays, we don't have to forget about that one in order to acknowledge a different
But
one. Like,
nobody's
we
saying
can do
forget
that
about that
one
one
and
though.
we can do that one and we can do this one and we can do this one. Like, we can have July 4th off that day and we have Juneteenth off, you know what I'm saying, and a day of mesh. Like, if we all go to back, like,
But like you
Juneteenth
said,
need to be a national holiday, we need to get that day off, we can do that. We don't have to
but what?
say
But why would
we
they
ain't
care
gotta
about
have
that
July
though?
4th.
But why
We
would
can
they
have
care about
Juneteenth.
that? To your point that you made, if they don't care about us saying July 4th is
Because
unimportant,
you
why?
cannot,
No, but
because
why?
you
No, listen. And why would they care about us saying that the Emancipation Proclamation was signed this day? And why would they care about Juneteenth
because
then?
that is because July 4th is a
You're not listening to what I'm saying. That's
it
not what I'm
doesn't
talking
make
about.
sense to
I'm
me what you're
saying
saying.
you're not listening. That's
I
why.
am
I'm
listening.
saying that if they, what you said they wouldn't care if we said that we didn't care about July 4th, right? That's what you said. So why would they care if we said we care and won't and won't and won't
Because
and won't?
July 4th is something that happened, and it is the reason why this country is a country. They would care about us saying Juneteenth because that is actually something that happened in history as well. They're going to care about things that happened in history. They're okay with marking days in history that were big days in history. I'm saying they're not going to try to take away the day that the country became
I'm
independent
never
because
saying
people.
taking that away
I'm
though.
saying, but you're saying why would they not care? Why would they not care if we say take away that day and add that day? You know what I'm saying? I'm saying because they're going to care because it's a day in history.
Do you
They're
really
going to
think
care
they gonna
'cause
care though?
what if we want
Because it's
Juneteenth?
because
Yeah, because there's a lot of companies that already made that a paid holiday because their people have said it needs to be a
that's a
fucking paid
company
holiday.
though.
It don't matter.
That's not the
But that's
country.
their group of people in their company has said that, expressed that, and they're like, okay,
So you think
that
that
is
all these
true.
lawmakers will actually say that
I think that they
they
do
would
because
they would say that
that is why
that's
that is
okay?
why Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. holiday became a holiday. That's why all this shit became a holiday because motherfuckers was like, it needs to be a holiday. Dr. Martin Luther King is black. It needed to be the holiday when that nigga was it when he was born? Yeah.
I
So
don't
it
know.
needed to be a holiday because he's a prominent figure in history. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's he's a prominent, like one of the most prominent black figures in history. Everybody agrees that that needs to be there.
So are you saying that as a community we should vouch for both of those days?
Yes, I feel like we shouldn't want to take away one in order to get another one. We should just advocate for another one, and then advocate for another one,
Right.
and then advocate for another one. You know what I'm saying? Get as many fucking bank holidays on the calendar as we possibly can. I don't see the problem with it.
Because
I don't
I'm
have a
with you though.
problem saying that. I don't have a problem acknowledging that the country that I live in was made independent on July 4th. I don't have no problem with saying that. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of the circumstances that happened, we still became independent on that day. Every other country celebrates the day they became independent. It doesn't matter if other motherfuckers was enslaved or anything like that. It's the day that you became a independent country from whatever else. Just like Haiti became independent on because of blah 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure they had slaves over there shit too at the time. You know what I'm saying?
But I mean,
So it's like,
that's sort of kind of different in our aspect. So I'm not gonna really technically. I don't know because I don't know that much about their independence and their history
they got
behind
their
that.
independence.
I know, but I'm saying like that's a country like Haitians can go to a country. Black people were just a part of another country, so that's kind of different to me. It's the same, but it's different.
I'm saying that I'm not. You're overlooking the point. I'm saying as a country, every country celebrates the day
I
that
get what you're saying.
They became independent.
But I'm
just saying.
But I'm saying I'm arguing to the point that the opposing party would the opposing view would make on that. You know what I'm saying?
What is the opposing view?
Is that they actually had a country and that we don't have a country that's specifically ours. We're a part of this country. It's not like Haitians, Puerto Ricans, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. It's just we're a part of this country.
We're Americans. We
right,
are.
Yeah, but we're
Americans.
But it's not
They're
like
Puerto
it's just
Ricans.
black. It's not
we're
just
Americans.
black people though.
They're Hispanics.
But I'm saying they had a place of their
we're
own.
Americans.
You know what I'm saying? We're
just distinguishing ourselves based off our color. That's how we do it here. But we're still Americans.
Right, but we
all
still
of us
share
are
this
Americans.
Space,
they're Puerto Ricans because they're from Puerto Rico. We're Americans because we're from America. They're Europeans because they're from Europe.
But the majority of people
they could be like
in that country, you know what I'm saying, share the similar beliefs. We're just a melting pot
we
of
share
different
the
places.
same beliefs too, and that is our laws. Our laws are the same beliefs. We all share the
I'm
same.
talking about culturally wise. The laws don't have nothing to do with the culture. I'm talking about they culture.
We do have culture over here, Stephen. We're free. Like that's a part of the American culture. Being free, being able to do what you want to do. The American dream. That's our culture over here. It's definitely a culture. Like motherfuckers come over here to reap the benefits of our culture. Like capitalism, all that shit is a part of our culture. We don't have to like wear a certain color or stuff like that. That's just their version of their culture. America has a different version of our culture. It's still culture. We're still Americans. The same thing. That's how I look at it.
I'm just saying Black Americans, and then it's just basically two main culture that everybody
like in
derive
Mexico,
off of.
there's not only like it's Mexicans. If you're from Mexico, you're a Mexican. But there's different countries or is it different countries in Mexico, or I don't know what they call in Mexico, but they have different cultures in Mexico. Like it's just not one. Like that's why people from Mexico get annoyed when people just refer to them strictly as Mexicans, because there's other countries in Mexico that you can say like I'm this, you know what I'm saying, I'm that. But at the end of the day, y'all all Mexicans, and then y'all all have y'all laws and y'all agree with them. You have y'all cultures as a Mexican culture. You have y'all holidays as a Mexican culture. But when you go down into it and dig deep, there are different types of Mexicans. It's not just one.
But you don't have to dig that deep though. With us,
but it's the same thing with us. It's there's different type of Americans. It's America. Then we have their values,
but with them,
and our holidays,
it's more
and then
like
we have like black, white, Asian, blah blah blah, Italian, blah blah blah.
Because it's more like I said, it's more of a melting pot. Theirs is more like centralized. It's like Mexicans. The majority of them agree with mostly everything. You know what I'm saying? But with
that's
us,
European. That's
breakdown.
what you think, because you can't say that the majority of them agree with mostly everything. I know everybody in America agrees with the laws that America has, and if we don't, we try to change them. That's the same thing over there. They agree with the same shit.
I don't know. The government ran a little differently over there.
Yeah, but still though. But if you still choose
a little more gangster,
right? And that's why they try to come here, because they don't agree with this shit. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying like it's still.
But if black people don't agree with it, where they gonna go? Where the black people gonna go? They ain't got a Mexico to go to. They ain't got a Puerto Rico
Americans.
To go to.
This is our country.
No, but I'm saying, where would we go if we didn't agree with this? If they don't agree with it, they can go back to Mexico.
If they don't agree with Americans,
America's
laws, they could go back to Mexico.
Where are we gonna go? We gotta stay in America.
Steven, just okay, think about what you're saying. Okay, let's say you're a Mexican and you don't agree with what happened in Mexico. You go to America, and
You
then
can go back.
you can go back. That's like if I say I don't agree what's going
But I'm
on with
saying
Air
because
America. If I don't agree what's going on in America and I go to Europe, I can come back to America if I don't agree what's going on in Europe.
but I'm saying like
What are you
that's
saying?
predominantly just Mexican people.
We're
I'm saying
Americans.
like we are Americans, but it's like it's black, it's white, it's a bunch of different people that are Americans.
It's a bunch
as well.
of different people that are Mexicans as well. It's not just one Mexican. That's the thing that Americans need to get. When you go to Mexico, it's not just one Mexican person.
But
there's a
the
lot
most
of
of the things
like
that they
South
have are more
America.
collective though. Everything that most of the tradition and culture that they have down there is more
Okay, we have
collective than
collective
ours.
too.
It's
Just like
more
July 4th
collective
is
than
a
ours,
collective. Christmas is a collective. All the holidays that we support, like that we fucking celebrate, are a collective tradition for Americans. Just like Mexico, Cinco de Mayo is a I think that might be their independence. I think that's the day of their independence. You know what I'm saying? Just like July 4th is for us. That's something you think of when you think of Mexico. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. We have traditions as well as Americans. Like I said, Christmas. Like I said, July 4th, Halloween, shit like that. That's definitely some American ass culture shit. Same thing. Like Chinese New Year's for the Chinese, there's Chinese, but there's a lot of Chinese people within China. It's not just Chinese. There's a lot of different types of Chinese people. There's not just one Chinese person, and they have different.
I'll agree
cultures.
to disagree with that one because we're not going anywhere.
So yeah, that's where we go with that. Anyways, Yeezy is Kanye is he's partnering with Gap. So, how do you feel about that?
I've been wearing Gap.
No, you don't wear Gap.
Yes, I do. I bought something from Gap a minute ago. What you talking about? When you wasn't with me. How about that?
I ain't never seen you wear Gap before, but
Bro, you want me to go get the Gap out of my closet?
No.
Okay.
If Yeezy do anything with Gap, I'm definitely gonna fuck with it if it look right. But I don't wear Gap normally, but ain't nothing wrong with Gap, so I fuck with it.
Gap is becoming more popular. It's becoming more popular of a clothing brand. So I definitely believe that he's seeing that and he's noticing the profit that he can make before it actually reaches his height of popularity. He's like, let me step in and let me be a face of this because they don't have a true celebrity face yet. So he's doing that, like, let me be the celebrity face, and then boom, let me take this to the next level.
I think that he's doing that because, like, Kanye knows he doesn't have all the resources on his own to produce a clothing line of that scale. Like, Gap is, like, in a lot of different places. So it's easy for him to get his merchandise in a lot of different locations if he merges with a Gap. You know what I'm saying? So I'm all for it. I'm all for it, and I understand the move, and I fuck with it. And if it looks good, motherfuckers is gonna wear it.
If that
it's gonna
shit,
be an everyday. You can have everyday Yeezy outfits. Why
not? If they do that a Gap,
higher than Walmart, lower than Louis Vuitton, so it's gonna be accessible to everybody. He's trying to make this shit everyday shit.
If they do a Gap, what they did with Champion, I'm not buying it no more. If they raise the prices up like they did with Champion. If them t-shirts
was trash.
If them t-shirts if them t-shirts and them hoodies ain't $10, $15 no more, if they start going up to $40, $50, it's over. It's over, cuz I ain't buying it.
All right. One more thing. It's not on the list, but we just got the information. Kanye West has said that he's running for president in 2020.
Is he serious this time?
He said he was. How do you feel like his chances are? I think he's about to fucking get blew the fuck out. Like,
hey,
he about to get blew out. Like, he's not. Nobody's finna vote for him. Nobody's taking this shit seriously.
It's gonna be interesting, man. Because I mean, he's a celebrity like Trump is a celebrity, and didn't know. Neither one of them really knew too much about politics before they started campaigning.
Yeah, but I feel like Trump had a better
understanding.
He had a Well,
Or
the
what?
understanding, of course, but I think he had a better like
I don't
chance
know.
because he was already affiliated with all the politicians anyway, because he was already lobbying all
But we
like for
don't
all
know.
his
We don't
shit.
know what Kanye do in the background though. I don't know.
I
He
don't
a
think
businessman. He might. Hey, we don't know who
Kanye
he
might.
know. He Kanye. That's one thing I will say about
He know a
Kanye.
lot of people got
He know a
money.
lot of people that got money. He ain't just gonna make no decision just off of the whim. He gonna think about it and he gonna, But I don't know. As far as him actually getting it,
No, he.
no.
I don't think he's
It'll
gonna
be an
be.
interesting campaign.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be president only because his family is too like exposed. Like everybody, it's too much stuff out there negative about his family that's just not traditional American values. So he's not going to get the traditional.
American
He's not going
vote
to get the traditional American vote, and
or
that's a lot of
support
votes.
maybe. Maybe.
So he's about to get
I don't
some
think he gonna really do it. I think it's just press for the media.
for Gap Yeezy.
Yeah, Gap Yeezy, and I don't think he really
I
gonna
can't
do
wait
it.
for Gap Yeezy to come out. All right, Steven. So this is the last part. So how you feeling this week? How you doing this week?
Shit, I'm healthy and I'm living and shit. That's what's up with it. Hey, I say you can be whatever you want to be. Even the president for Kanye. Fuck it, go
For
for it.
Jesus. Yeah, Kanye, go for it, but I don't think you gonna win, bro, because it's already like in the cards that we already got two top people, and it's gonna be Trump and it's gonna be Biden. So, for me, how I'm feeling this week is definitely I don't know. I'm just trying to figure my shit out, and I don't know. I'm just chilling, and I'm fucking about to launch Accents by Ariel, so fuck with it. Home decor accent pieces for your house and stuff like that as a little side hustle for me, and then I'm trying to like get into other things, but really I just trying to kind of being heads down, not necessarily using my phone, not necessarily indulging in a whole bunch of food and all that shit, trying to like cleanse myself, been meditating, going to like classes and shit. So that's what I've been doing this week. Thank y'all so much for listening to the podcast. As usual, like, comment, subscribe. If y'all fuck with it, let us know. If y'all want us to do other shit, let us know. Like I said, fuck with Accents by Ariel. I think I'm gonna put up a website so I can just like while I'm just chilling, like doing some logos. I know I made me a logo, websites and stuff like that. Hit me up if y'all need help with that. And shit, we out. Thank y'all for listening. Bye.